we may not, don't know. But if it's first time here, be sure to subscribe to my channel. Give me a thumbs up on some of my posts there that you enjoy. And we're going to keep continuing to try to make some good amateur radio content for each and every one of y'all. Had a request, and I thought I'd just go ahead and do that and do this in this video. And hopefully, it'll kind of give some encouragement to some of the new hams to kind of look at what there is available that they can do with building their amateur radio station. Now, currently, right now, I can go through the list of telling you what I've got going on. I have a crank up, like, well, not a crank up, but like a tilt over tower that I made myself, and that tower is still a work in progress. There's another section to add to it, but I haven't done that yet. But due to, got to have a heavier winch system to make it work just right. But let me turn that down. What we're doing today is going to go through everything that I have and what I'm operating on. Now, I've been a ham for over 20 years and experimenting with things, exploring whole new avenues. That's something I've done for many years. I've gotten a lot better and a lot more involved. Uh, Troubleshooting, oh my gosh, troubleshooting, we did plenty of that. But excuse me for my coughing, my allergies are just killing me right now. But anyway, I was going to tell you that if you're a new ham, this video is for you. Um, get your license. You know, you can go to www.qrz.com. You can go to practice test, start studying for your test exam, find your local amateur radio club or group or whatnot, join that group, and just start asking questions on what I got to do to be a ham. That's biggest thing you could ever do. Just do that. Get your technician license behind you. Enjoy the UHF, VHF bands and your voice operating privileges on 6 meters and 10 meters. There is some code portions of some of the other HF frequencies that you can use to do digital data and code and stuff like that. Um, and then start studying to upgrade general. That opens up a whole new window of avenue of DX and that you can enjoy, and you will definitely enjoy it. Now, as I start to explain some things and go over some things, as a new ham, you shouldn't go into amateur radio at the level I'm at. I mean, what I have is like, this is years of building stuff. So I wouldn't advise doing that. As a starter radio, personal opinion, and I mean, this is what I'm going to show you is if I can turn this thing around and see if I can show you. For a starter radio, I can keep this still. The Kenwood TS 590 SG. If there was one radio that I would highly recommend starting out with, would be this radio, the Kenwood TS 590 SG. You can't go wrong with this radio. This radio absolutely has every bell and whistle and every performance thing about it that makes it a phenomenal radio to be talking on, to operate. It's user friendly. You pretty much have all the different settings that you can use for doing stuff. If you look real close, you just basically, if you say you want to go to 160 meters from 10 meters, which is 10 meters is right here. If you wanted to go to 160 meters on this radio, you just simply do that right there. And yeah, it puts it in CW mode. You just pick your USB and go to lower sideband. Dial in the frequency wherever you want to go with this little button right here. You can dial it wherever. If you want to go to 80 meters, 75 meters, automatically went to AM, but that's fine. Put it on lower sideband. And you go look for a station. If you want to go to 40 meters, well, there's 40 meters right there on the lower sideband. Again, you just dial it, go where you want to go. 30 meters, 20 meters, 17 meters. All these bands that you can just simply just go to them. And even 6. You pick your mode right here. Make sure this clears up, data, whatever. Your power settings. You set your power. Well, power set at 10 watts. You're probably asking why you got it set at 10 watts. Well, because I run an amplifier. It doesn't take much to get a lot. But anyway, you take, and we will go back to 80 meters. All right, enough on that radio right there, so we're going to turn that off. But as far as a radio, this radio is absolutely phenomenal. You cannot go wrong with that Kenwood TS590. So as a starter radio, I highly recommend. If you're going to go with that, go with this radio right here as a starter radio. And go to myantenna.com and order you one of the MyAntenna embeds. Get the one that works, I believe it's 6 through 75 meters. You got some that work like 10 through 80. Just get the one that works 10 through 75 meters. It works real well. You'll be very happy, and you'll be happy because a good radio, one good antenna switch. And the only reason why I have these antenna switches is when I put this here, I just kind of basically just broke the circuit. Well, each radio has each antenna. Now, I don't run the arc plugs in these because the arc plugs tend to cause a problem when you go to running the amplifier. And if you want a really good meter, get the CN901 Daiwa. It's a really good meter. I have the old 570. I got the Palstar HF Auto. I got the Heil stand with the Heil Elvis mic. I've got split speakers. This speaker and that sub speaker, and then that other speaker is all hooked up into one in the back of my Yaesu. And just to give you an idea of just how brilliant it sounds, I'll show you that. I'll switch back to my antenna.
QSL, you were 5'5" or 5'7" into Pennsylvania.
Thank you for activating. TA, this is Kilo Golf 9, Juliet the Factor, is that?
Kilo 5 Lima Golf.
Is it Kilo 5 Lima Golf?
Kilo 5 Lima Golf, here 5'7" Arkansas.
Got it, Lester, also 57, 5'7" in the Kilo, 4284 Wisconsin. QSL?
Thank you, have a good one.
73, okay, I heard a park to park, your call sign only, please.
Thank you very much. Kilo Bravo 4, Juliet, Oscar, Yankee.
Kilo Bravo 4, Juliet, Oscar, Yankee. Now, Mary, I obviously worked in a different park. Are you in a different park than before?
Yes, I've got another juicer for you. Are you ready for the both park numbers?
Yep, I'm ready for the park numbers. Go ahead.
Kilo 8335, Kilo 8335, and Kilo 4559, Kilo 4559. QSL?
I got 4559. I want to make sure the other one is 8335.
QSL, you're 59.
Very good. You're 56.
We'll try to make a contact.
4284 Wisconsin. QSL?
QSL, thanks so much. 17.
Have fun on your parks today. Toda on.
Kilo Golf 4, Mike Uniform Kilo.
Kilo Golf 4, Mike Uniform Kilo. Got it. Mike, you're 58, 5'8" in the Kilo, 4284 Wisconsin. QSL?
QSL, you're 5'7" into South Carolina. Not participating in the parts on the air, but I just wanted to, I'm doing a YouTube live and just kind of sharing what you're doing at the moment. Just thought I'd drop in and let you be a part of the live. Over.
Very good. Well, by the way, anytime that you make a contact with somebody in the park, you're part of it. Don't worry about it. In fact, you're part. There's nothing you have to do other than register at Parks on the Air, And if you register, anytime we send our logs in, you'll get credit for any part you work, okay?
Okay, we're going to continue to keep doing our YouTube Live, and I'm going to video you for a little bit. It's at KG4MEK Ham Radio on YouTube Live, and we appreciate you doing what you're doing. KG4MEK out.
73, have a great day, and good luck with everything. This is Kilo Golf 9 at Julia Papa. I'm at Kilo 4284 in Wisconsin. QRZ.
452, Victor Delta Zulu.
52, Victor Delta Zulu. What's a good word today, Mark?
Good word is sunshine. Supposed to be close to 70 tomorrow. You're 5'9", New Jersey.
Well, you know what? You're close to 70. We're like at 50 today, so that's like you're 70, okay?
Okay, I guess that works like that. Have a good one, buddy.
You're 59, by the way, in the Kilo 4284, okay?
Okay.
73 from Kilo Golf 9, Julia Papa, QRZ.
November 1, Delta.
November Radio 4 Delta, is that correct? Very good. You're 57, 57 in the Kilo 4284, Wisconsin, QSL. 73, good luck and be safe on the road. Don't keep your eyes off of it. This is the Kilo Golf 9, Julia Papa, QRZ.
November 1, Delta Zulu Romeo.
Kilo India 4, Yankee Zulu November. Good afternoon, William. You are 57, 57 in the Kilo 4284, QSL. Thanks for the 59, Tennessee. 73 from Kilo Golf 9 at Julia Papa, QRZ.
November 1, Delta Zulu Romeo.
November 1, Delta Zulu Romeo J. In Suffield, not too far from Enfield. I know that area a little bit. My sister lives in Enfield, by the way. You are 57, 57 in the Kilo 4284, Wisconsin. QSL?
QSL, you're 5'7" into Suffield. Weather here is about, we'll climb up to 50 degrees. It was cold overnight. So it looks like we're coming out of the bad weather.
All right.
Well, it's about the same here.
We'll get back to that in a minute, and I'll let y'all hear a little bit more about the parts on the air.
This is Kilo Golf 9, Julia Papa, QRZ.
But not going to fully involved any of the new hams with the FT101. I do not recommend a new ham getting the FT101DX or the 101DXMP. That's a lot of radio. A lot of radio. But anyway, what I wanted to hit on today is the fact of the Ameritron 1306. It's a solid state new tune, 1.2 kilowatt, 162.6 amplifier. With a remote cable, and you put it on remote, when the radio switches frequencies, it automatically goes where it's supposed to go as quick as the radio goes. You got your on-off button, you got standby and operate, and you got your reflect, your PAB, your ALC, your HV1, your HV2, and you got these lights right here that can light up. If there's ever a problem, one or more of these lights, the amp will click off. And one or more of these lights will actually show you what is going on. If your SWR goes out of whack, it clicks off, this will be flashing. If transmit is just not making a good connection or something's not right, this will click on. If both of these come on, it means that the ALC was too high, or you may just get this one, and that's your SWR went too high. And possibly, and this is the reason why I run the tuner. The tuner actually tunes the feed line to the amplifier, so the amplifier gets a better match. So that way you get the best match so you can hear people on the radio, and it helps the amplifier perform better. So you really get a lot of bang for your buck with the Ameritron 1306. As I said, we were going to discuss this amplifier, but I noticed that these guys were on here having a good time and doing their parts on the air, and I thought I'd share that with y'all as well, which everybody in amateur radio has a really good time. It's a lot of fun. I'll let you hear a little bit of it real quick.
4284 in Wisconsin, QRZ. Hello, CQ Parks on the air, CQ Parks on the air, CQ Parks on the air. This is Kilo Golf 9 at Juliet Papa, KG9J PMX Kilo 4284 in Wisconsin, calling CTCQ, Parks Frontier.
Kilo Bravo 5, Victor Sierra Mike.
Kilo Bravo 5, Victor Sierra Mike, I got you, Stan. You're about a 56, 5'6" in the Kilo 4284 Wisconsin. QSL?
QSL KC, I have you about a 5'7" in North Texas. Thanks for activating.
North Texas.
Thanks for the 57 North Texas, 73, and thanks for hunting. This is Kilo Golf 9 at Julia Papa, Mac Kilo 4284 in Wisconsin. Yours, Ed?
November 5, November, you can't see that?
Okay, ending in Quebec, hang tight, you're next. The Victor Echo 7 first, please.
But anyway, as a starter radio, I highly recommend if you're getting into ham radio for the first time, I'll turn that down just for a moment. I always like to share what everybody else is doing on amateur radio, not even just for myself and what I'm doing, but what everybody else is doing as well. Everybody has a lot of good fun on here, but as an entry-level radio, I highly recommend the Kenwood TS590SG. It's a really good starter radio. Yes, it's a little expensive, but you'd never have to buy another HF radio for a very long time. The other thing is with the Ameritron 1306, there is one thing that you have to do, regardless of whether you got a tuner or a really good radio, a really good amplifier. Has to have a really good antenna. And with the, I'm going to turn that hum down a little bit. With the Ameritron 1306, the one thing that will make this amplifier kick off is having an SWR on any antenna that is reading above a 1.5. If your tuner can't bring it down low enough, which this one does, this amplifier will kick off every time. So it's very important that if you're ever going to go with an amplifier and you go with a solid state no tune, you definitely got to get your antennas matched, whether it's a multi-band antenna or a single band antenna. You want your SWR as low as possible. The lower the better. The amplifier runs cool. I have run this thing DXing at 5 to 800 watts, and it absolutely works flawless. But everything outside, right to the feed line coming in, has to be right. Once you get all your kinks out, everything operates flawlessly. Now, I like the Palstar HF Auto. It's got the HF Stepper tuning network in it. The internal of that, excuse me, the internals of this tuner is unbelievable. It's very well built. I highly recommend it. I highly recommend Ameritron's ALS 1306. It's a very good amplifier. I think y'all would really enjoy that. I started out with a Kenwood TS 570S back in the late part of 1999. Going into the 2000 year, I bought this radio, and this radio has been absolutely beautiful. Perfect. I love operating that radio. If any of y'all ever watch my videos, and you'll see that there's certain things in here like the MFJ tuner, or not tuner, but analyzer. I enjoy this. This is something that every amateur radio operator should have. Now, I know there's been a time or two that you'll see certain types of microphones that'll be on my desk. My father was a radio operator. He was never a ham radio operator. But I've always prided myself on keeping everything up and keep everything up and maintain it and take care of it and stuff like that. And like I even got, old trusty CB radio. Can't get rid of something that has something to do with your father, your mother, or a loved one that, that was what they had when they started out. And I know some hams frown upon it, but I actually got the first radio that my daddy ever had, the first microphone he ever had. And this goes back to the early 60s. So if you see this stuff in my ham shack, just remember that's my father's heirlooms. because I did get a little sarcasm from a ham or two, and it's just some do it, some don't. But you know what? The passion of keeping your deceased parents' radio or radio equipment, I hold on to that forever, and I won't change anything on that. Um, the Kenwood TS570, you got the FT101D, a phenomenal radio again. Like I said, I'm running the Howl microphone. Is the Howl. I got three different ones in here, so I got to look. That is the Gold Elite, and the Gold Elite is an extremely good microphone. I really get a lot of good reports about it. I got the Elvis mic that Hal makes as well. Anything like I said, if you're really going to go with a radio, I would highly suggest going with a my antenna end-fed 10 through 75 meters and a good power supply and a good Kenwood TS590. As an amateur radio operator starting out, this is what that's the three things you could really have good luck with. Let's go back to the parts on the air again and listen to what's going on.
So I know that area, and we're about a 5-5 here, South Alabama.
Very good. Well, guys, have a safe trip on the way back, okay?
Roger, roger. We'll do some photos along the way and maybe catch you down.
Yeah, a little bit of woodpecker noise in there. That's what I call it.
Juliet the Factor, is that? Alpha Charlie 9 again? Alpha Charlie 9. It's not your park anymore, Doug. You're about a 57.57, and if you go to FTA, you'll find Larry there too.
Roger, roger. I'll let you be in there today. 73, you're 5-5. 55 into Whiskey India.
Thanks, Doug. 73. This is Kilo Golf 9, Juliet the Factor, is that?
Whiskey X-ray 1, Charlie.
Whiskey X-ray 1, Charlie. Frank, you're about a 57.57 in the kilo, 4284 Wisconsin, QSL.
Yeah, QSL, and you are 5-7 as well into New Hampshire, November Hotel. Thanks for being there.
Thanks for the 57 New Hampshire, 73 from Kilo Golf 9, Juliet the Factor, is that? Whiskey, was it Whiskey Alpha 4 Tango Lima? Got the 5-7. You're about a 55.55 in the kilo, 4284 Wisconsin. QSL? 73 will do. Okay, the park to park, your call sign only, please. Whiskey Bravo 5, Oscar Zulu Alpha. Gotcha, Doug. And what's the park number today?
Yeah, the audio receive quality on the FT101's really good.
72. You're about a 56.56 in the kilo, 4284 in Wisconsin. QSL. You two have a good activation to be safe out there. This is Kilo Golf 9 at Juliet Papak. Is that? Ending in Juliet, please.
Kilo Bravo 0, Oscar Quebec Juliet, KD 0, OQJ, over.
Hey, Kilo Bravo 0, OQJ, I got it, Ken. You're about a 55.55 in the kilo, 4284 Wisconsin. QSL? Thank you for the 59 in the panhandle. 73, thanks for hunting. This is Kilo Golf 9, Juliet Papai, Kilo 4284. George Ed.
55, Juliet, Charlie.
Kilo Foxtrot 0, Juliet, Charlie,
Papa. I don't know if you saw John, my buddy, is on FT8 in the park. You're about 57.57 in the kilo, 4284. QSL?
QSL, no, I hadn't noticed that. I just sat down to take a break and saw you were on, thought I'd give you a holler. You're 5'9" here in Texas. The radio I'm on right now, I don't have set up yet for FT8. I'll have to get my other one back up.
Okay, well, he and I go out to lunch afterwards. We usually have to stay far apart because he likes to go on 20-meter FT8 now, and we jam with each other. So, okay, man, 73, appreciate it.
All right, I'll change radios and go looking for him.
He's on 20. WA9TT is there, okay? 73. This is Kilo Golf 9, Juliet Papactor. Is that? November 4, Mike Juliet Lima. There we go. Micah, you're about a 57.57 in the kilo, 4284 Wisconsin, QSL.
All righty. Well, anyway, I wanted to share that with you a little bit, show you some of that. If you're getting in a ham radio, like I said, the FT 101 DX is a little bit that's not a good starter radio. Kenwood TS 590 SG. If I was going to say get a starter radio, that would be the radio. You don't really need an amplifier. It is good to have a good tuner. Star, HF Auto, tuners, top shelf. I'd say one of the best. I mean, one of the best. And you'd be very happy with that if that's something that you was going to look into. The MFJ HF VHF SWR analyzer, the model MFJ 259D, is also something that every starter ham radio operator needs to learn how to operate. It just helps a lot. You can be outside, hooked up with a 25-foot jumper to your antenna, and you can kind of fine tune it and get it tuned to a better ratio instead of trying to come in the house, go back out, go in the house, come back out. It's just too much running around. But yeah, we love sharing everything about ham radio. I'm running the Cushcraft MA5B mini beam right now, and I'm also running the Cushcraft R9, 6 meters through 80 meters. Now the Cushcraft I have on a crank over pole. The ground elements are at 10 foot, and I got the guy wire kit on it as well, so it's no wind, because that thing will, if a little bit of wind gets into it, it'll move around and dance like crazy. I would not recommend a new ham starting out with a vertical antenna like that, because that thing is advanced crazy. It took me going through, there's 10 batteries goes in the back of this thing. I ate up I ended up eating up 30 batteries before I got that antenna even remotely close. Because you got to start at 6 meters, get your lowest SWR, then go up to 10, get it as low as you can possibly get it, and keep going up the band till you get to 80 meters. And you got to do it with one of these. Absolutely. There's no other way around it. So what I did is I had my drop cord out there, a wall wart, and I plugged it in here. No more batteries eat up. So you do things like that and be happy with it. If you're going to order from anybody, you can order stuff from HRO. Ask for Cause. He'll help you out in any way you can. They're really good people. I do fool with DX Engineering on specialty items and certain things that I need. I am not promoting nobody. And I'm not getting paid to promote anybody, so I don't really care whether somebody's promoting me or not, because it's just me. But I do like the fact that HRO, DX Engineering, I have ordered some things from them, and they have absolutely come through for me. I've contacted DX Engineering on a technical support, which I was shocked that they gave me such a big world of information on some stuff that I was having. I was troubleshooting something, and I had contacted them through their email on their DX Engineering website. And DX Engineering got right back to me really quick and gave me some pointers and some tips, and then gave me some actual schematics to kind of help me out with some things, and informed me that I had 2 pages missing in the manual that I had, which I don't even know how that happened. But anyway, they were very nice about it. I've had a few little hiccups with some of my antenna equipment. It's not been really bad hiccups, but I'm getting these things worked out and everything. I've contacted MFJ. They're not giving me nothing to say this. I'm just telling you from experience that is something that they have come forth when I've asked, and they've helped me out. MFJ, Cushcraft, High Gain, all one thing, one company. I have, in the past, I've contacted them and I've told them what I've done from step by step, and then they evaluated what I had told them, and they gave me a answer to the problem and solved it. And I'm very thankful that there's good companies out there that will actually give back to help, because they're hams too. Whether it's DX Engineering, HRO, or MFJ, Cushcraft, whatever, no matter who it is, you reach out to them, explain the situation, they will help you. They're a company that's out to make money, but they're also out there as hams as well. They will help you. So anytime you got a question or or you get stumped or something in this hobby, you can always reach out to somebody. There's always going to be somebody out there that can help you, whether it be me or another Elmer friend of mine or any of those companies. They all are really good companies. I've had nothing but good luck out of all of them. Um, you hear some people making fun of MFJ, and they make fun of this and they make fun of that. They might make, I'm only repeating what I hear, but they call them MFJ Mighty Fine Junk. Well, that Mighty Fine Junk's pretty good stuff on occasion. There has been a fluke or two in 20 years that I've had, two items that kind of upset me, but they made it right. They fixed it. So I can't complain. I mean, you have things that happen. So it's not that big of a deal. Um, I hope that my videos can always be an encouragement to help others. Anyone that's ever tried to say, well, I think I want to be a ham radio operator, I think I'd like to get into that, well, then just do it. But I highly recommend a good Astron power supply, 35 amp. Get you a Kenwood TS590, a My Antenna infed 10 through 75 meters, and just put it up and listen. Listen to how everybody talks. Listen to how everybody operates. Yes, you will. If you scroll all across all these bands, I'd say out of 1,000 people, you're going to find two nutcases, maybe three, but it won't be many. There's a few, I don't know what they're thinking, but I've caught them on there talking one person to another. Um, I've even heard somebody get on there and they're like drunker than a nine-eyed monkey, and they're on there just cussing out the air. It happens. It doesn't matter. It will happen, and you will roll across a band one day and you will hear something like that. Not everybody's perfect. Okay? Not everybody's perfect. People make mistakes. Just remember, this is one of the best hobbies in the world. It is for me. I enjoy it. I enjoy it immensely. I've built this station over the years and had a lot of fun with it. I've had a lot of great help, a lot of good Elmer help. I've got people out there that have enriched me and enlightened me with a lot of great knowledge passed down. And for that, I can never thank those people enough. And every time I come back here to get on the radio, I have the best time talking on the radio. There may be a night that I get in here and the bands are just flat dead and there ain't nothing going on. But let's go back to that subject that I'm talking about. If you're getting into ham radio and you start getting on there and you start listening and stuff like that, and you get in there and you hear all these people talking, and you're like, well, I'll get back in here later and I'll start talking. And then you like go to the other end of your house and you go eat your supper and you tell your wife, oh, I'm going to go get on the radio for a little bit because I heard a lot of people talking. And you get back there and then you don't hear nothing. But you just sit there and continue to just listen. You don't hear nobody. You scroll around the band, you don't hear nobody. And then you kind of get, and I've heard this from new hams, they get frustrated because they didn't hear nobody. I'm gonna tell you something. you got a key to mic to talk to somebody. You can stare at that radio all day, 24/7. I've done it in here tinkering around in the shack, just working on stuff, and just have it on one spot and just never move it. And in an hour's time, there'll be 5 people or more that will come in there and just say, is the frequency in use? Is the frequency in use? And then they'll call for a DX station or two, and then they're gone. So don't ever think that the frequency's dead. Now, 6 meters, on the other hand, yeah, it is dead. Because I've got in there and threw about 300 or 400 watts over the air and not got nothing, and haven't got nothing in a while. But it's coming back. You look at the hobby as a fun thing to do. Go into it right, start out in it right, upgrade your license, and just enjoy it. Join your local amateur radio club, and I know that you will. If you don't, it's just like keying up the mic. If you don't ask, you don't know. And if you don't know, you're not going to learn. Ask questions, and ask lots of questions. All ham radio operators, I'd say 99% of them are all just as helpful as they can possibly be. Everybody has a personality, and everybody has a butthole, and everybody says what they say the way they want to say it, and some people may come off a little, I'm not even going to say that word, but anyway, you know what I mean. Have a blessed day, a good time with amateur radio, and just enjoy it. Have fun with it. And anytime or anybody got any questions or need some help or need any kind of, trying to get this thing to do right here. Hang on a second. Okay. Well, anyway, y'all have a blessed day, and hopefully we'll get to do it again. We try to go live on Saturday mornings at about 7:30, as long as weather permits. And I don't have no family get-togethers or anything like that. And sometimes these weekends, and it's summertime coming around, some of my Saturdays are just taken, and that's just all there is to it. But we do try to do a live as much as we can. If we don't do it on Saturdays, we will do one on Sunday, indefinitely. And it may be early in the morning, it may be late at night. But anyway, y'all have yourself a good day. Enjoy the hobby, and have fun with it. Key the microphone up. If you want to talk or you don't think you're hearing nobody, key the mic. Keying the mic starts the conversation. Have a good conversation, and other people will find you. And you'll have a good time with it. Well, y'all have a good evening, 73s, and hope y'all's weekend's been good. We're going to jump out of here and sit back and relax and listen to the radio for a little bit and see what some of these other stations are doing. So y'all have fun with it, enjoy it, and I'll see you the next time. 73s from KG4MUK.